Good morning, I'm Daryl Potton. Thanks for joining me today. A good friend of mine, Vergil, he's coming over today. I gotta go put an entrance door in for him across town. Last year I worked for Larry. Go up to the coffee shop and a lot of the old timers would be sitting around. Vergil's one of them older guys. He's been around for a while and always appreciate being around the older people. They've been around for a while and they could tell you a thing or two. Vergil was supposed to show up at 9 o'clock. He's not here. I'm gonna head up to the coffee shop and he may have forgot. I mean, it was a couple of days ago when he called me, so I'm gonna head up there, and if he ain't up there, I'm gonna go across town and see if I can find him. Well, I stopped into the coffee shop. Vergil hadn't been in there yet, so I'm gonna walk across town and see if I can catch him over there. If not, they said that he comes in about 10 or 10:30. I'll just swing back by there about that time if he ain't over at the house, see if I can catch him. Probably just forgot all about it. It was early this week when he got a hold of me, so that happens. I got this old door that I need to tear out for Vergil. He got a hold of me earlier this week and he needed a hand to try to get this door in for this rental house he's got. Yeah, I was looking for you up there and the girl said, well, he usually don't show up till like 10:30. You want to try to save this? If we can, right?
Yeah, save it. It'll save.
Now, it was coming apart pretty good at this point. We had a few things that I had to get out of the way before we got started on it.
You've been keeping busy, huh?
Yeah, I've got, my sister's got a couple of trailers out on a little piece of property. They're just real old, and me and my son's been tearing them apart for the junk. Junk's pretty good right now.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Now, Vergil, he's a nice guy. I worked for him last year. I done a little bit of work on a set of steps for him, put some runners on it for him. Yeah, these old timers they're kind of fun to work for. They got a lot of stories and they've been around for a minute, so they can enlighten you on a few things.
I hope that fits right in there.
Same size?
I hope so.
Oh my God, we should have measured it. They're not that cheap anymore either, are they?
I had to order that door on that garage there.
Odd size?
I got it home and it was wrong size.
Nice.
And it came back the same size, so I put it in backwards anyhow.
Oh my Lord. Keeping busy?
Had a pretty easy winter, but now everything's coming at one time.
Well, now we got to fight the grass. Every 3 or 4 days, you got to get out there and recut the damn stuff. Now, this old door was coming out all right. Ended up the header, I had to cut it and move it up a little bit. I was afraid that was going to happen, but
There's room in here.
you never know what to expect when you dig into something like this. Now, for a guy Vergil's age, he's in his 90s, he gets around good. He does something every single day. I mean, he gets out there. There ain't no laying around and being lazy for him. He's a go-getter. Yeah, and he was in the military there for a while when he was younger. He's got a few war stories he'll tell us when we sit around at the coffee shop. Now I'm measuring it up, and this is the point where I found out it was not enough room, so I had to pull. There was a board down on the bottom, and I ended up having to cut the header out, move it up a little bit, but the width was fine. There was no problem with the width. Now I'm putting on the hardware. Vergil had to go to his house and cut a couple strips for the inside for a door extension so we could put the trim on. I figured I'd take advantage of that time and get this hardware on here before he gets back. It's always interesting to me that some of the stories that the old timers tell you. They've been around for a while and experienced a lot of things, so you can learn a lot of things from older people and you can appreciate what they've been through. Yeah, I was having a little bit trouble getting them screws in there on this, but it wasn't that bad of a job. I think the whole job ended up taking about 2.5 hours to get it completely done. He decided just to reuse the old trim on the inside. I guess if they want to change that later on, they can, or put a little paint on it. But all in all, it didn't turn out too bad. Now I'm putting on the deadbolt. Most of these newer doors, they got 2 holes in them. You got for the regular handle, and then you got one for the deadbolt. It's a little tricky getting them screws to line up in there, but if you keep at it, you can get her done. Then you have the plates on the sides. You gotta try to make sure that they line up. Sometimes they don't always line up, so you might have to notch it out a little bit and move it. But for the most part, this one wasn't too bad. Had a couple of little issues, but I've seen a lot worse. This is what it looked like before. And now we got a nice new door in there that's gonna open and close a lot better. I want to take this time to thank everyone for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. These new door frames ain't quite as wide as the older ones, so when you put them in, sometimes you gotta build it out so you can put the trim on. It's about a 1/2 inch short to the inside of the drywall, so we gotta put a little 1/2 inch piece of wood against the frame. Well, that's about it for today. I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up and get out of here. It's been nice working with Vergil for today, and it's kind of nice to help these old timers out. He's in his 90s, so he's up there quite a ways. He's still a great guy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.